Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And I am back to doing some coloring. While I was away, I actually did some shading when it came to the teeth. I already redid the mouth a little bit, so that's a bit better. I decided to to go back through the magic and sort of add some more detail to it. Let me actually go over here to this frame, and it should be about right here, because I have a frame that's hidden. I just can't find it. So I drew this frame, and what I want to do is add a alpha, because this is just a rough, so that I have a general understanding of how the flames are meant to be animated. So then I can redo the frame on the layer below it. So that is set, and then what I can do is select this, and we are going to delete this. We're then gonna go over here. I do want to use my eyedropper tool to pick up this pinkish color again. For my animation, we're then gonna go back and we're going to start drawing over this. It's coming along quite nicely. Hmm. I'm almost done. I just have to add a few more details. Now let's see here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think I'm having issues with my chat because it's not popping up. I may have to close it out and reopen it. Let's see here. Okay, there it is. That's better. Now you guys can comment and say what you guys want to say. Anyway, how is everyone doing right now? I'm just going over my animation. I'm adding more detail and I'm also redoing some stuff. Some stuff that's been on my mind for a bit. I'm actually very excited to announce that I have 380 subscribers. So that's really, really good. Slowly, I'm making it to 400. And when I reach 400, that's when I plan on doing my whole announcement of my 500 subscriber special, where I redraw one of my old OCs that I did when I was like really young. I am also working on a new streamer icon. I don't have a VTuber model yet. That's something I'm gonna have to work on. I would like to do it myself, but I just don't know how. So until I grow and develop the skills I want, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, until I grow and develop the skills I want, I'm just gonna be working on some samples. And funnily enough, my idea for my VTuber model actually came to me after I was reading my Bible. Like I was reading my Bible and I'm like, this would make a good idea. Cause like that's really how a lot of my animations and concepts come to me is I'll read my Bible and I'll be praying and then like literally out the blue I'll get like, hey, I should try this or hey, I should do this. And that's when my like really good stuff becomes a thing. just me going frame by frame and making sure that every one of these particles is filled. What I could probably do is it'd probably be nice if I play with the opacity in After Effects and sort of added a slight glow to it. But the question is, do I want an inner glow or outer glow? Why not both? I haven't even finished the animation yet, and I'm already thinking about After Effects stuff. That's the fun thing about animation is it gives you a lot to think about. I may have to clean this up a little bit though. Because I wanted to go for like a beam type shape, but I'm working on my effects. I don't really have mastery just yet. So I'm going to take this frame. I'm going to go to my color effects, alpha, and we can set this to about 40%. Just so we still have a rough view of what the shape is supposed to look like while not distracting from what I'm actually supposed to be drawing over. No, I do like this bubbled, almost like muffin type shape for this. I just think the line art needs to be a bit more clean. So I may redo this frame as well. I just gotta find it real quick. Well, I'm only 38 minutes in and I'm almost done with my effects. Actually, this didn't really go as I was expecting. I've been on Twitter a lot for the past few days, and there's so much stuff going on. I've been I've been at like Black Twitter a lot, and X Twitter is very interesting. Like that's really all I can say. In the past, I haven't really been on it that much, but I mean, as I continue to work on this, definitely my skills in animation have gotten better. I do think I need to be a bit more humble and try to watch more tutorials rather than trying to do things on my own. I mean, mm, honestly, it's really bad. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I was scrolling through Twitter for like the last 2, 3 minutes. That's actually really bad. I actually need to start animating some stuff and give you guys content to watch. I mean, I have gotten more into Elden Ring though. I think since I'm almost done with the effects at least, I'll probably take like a short break and then show some of my other art I've been working on. Like for right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna finish this, do like that little smoke cloud animation that is at the end. That's actually really good. Like a lot of people like that. And then I can. And then I just need to do this cloud. And then I also need to finish the rest of the magic frames, add some shading, redo that first little fighting segment, and then I'll be done. It's actually quite interesting how I'm almost completed with this animation. Let's see here real quick. This is coming along quite nicely. I'm definitely enjoying working on the smoke cloud, and it's not taking as long as I thought it would. I may just have to use a lighter color for it when I go back through and color it properly. It was raining all last night, so I do plan on mowing the lawn after the stream. I just want to let it dry a bit, so I thought, hey, let me just stream for like a little extra longer. I mean, not really a little extra longer. I'll still probably end the stream in the next hour and a half. So that'll be like a nice 2 hours, 30-minute stream. I mean, like, if I'm being completely honest, I have been keeping, I wouldn't say been keeping a close eye on the whole Genshin Impact Natland debacle, but I have been watching it and I've even put down some of my own comments on the subject because my whole thing is that you're taking inspiration from Africa and you're taking inspiration from Latin America, Africa, and sort of the whole tribal aesthetic and scene, but you're not giving them their skin tones. Like it makes sense in Leeway, which is inspired by China. You have all the characters as white. In Japan, well, they're not even white; they're more so Japanese, but still light skin. In Inazuma, which is heavily inspired by Japan, those people are very light skinned and pale. But given Latin America and Africa, areas that are on the equatorial plane, you have those characters very light skinned. There's barely any color to them. And so I am a character designer. Like my whole thing is designing characters, making my own stuff, making my own characters, and so on. So, first of all, Hoyle, if you need help designing dark skinned characters, then just say that. But given your track record with characters like Lewis and various other NPCs in your games, like you don't really have issue with drawing or designing dark skinned characters, you just have an issue with putting them on the forefront. And it's definitely really sad and terrible because I would like to see more dark skinned characters. I would like to see more dark skinned characters in Hoyo versus Style. And then you have a game that is stated to take inspiration from various groups and peoples across the world, but you're just taking their cultural aesthetic without reflecting the people in it. Like, that's very. And I'm gonna just be honest, like, that's very sinful. Like, that's very sinful, that's very reprobate. But as a man of faith, God is gonna pass his judgment. Like, that's really all that can be said at this point. Because I have my own personal feelings about it. But, like, God is gonna pass his judgment. If it's really terrible, then I don't know what God's gonna do. I already prayed on it. That's all I can do at this point. I mean, I already paid for the DLC, so I might just repay my sub on Final Fantasy 14 and play that. The only reason why I haven't been playing Final Fantasy 14 is because it's just so difficult to it's so difficult to pay my sub. I think they might have fixed the issue already. I'll definitely try it. But honestly, it would be funny if like the African caucus, the whole black African caucus and even like the African government got in contact with China and put tariffs on them over this. Like, that's just an idea. Because there was someone saying, like, oh, get politicians involved. And I'm like, look, people think that it's being pulled out of proportion to contact politicians, but hey, people can do what they want to do. Like, as long as there's no threats of violence, pretty much, I'm okay with pretty much anything. If people say, hey, I'm going to contact the Nigerian government and say, hey, there's this Chinese company known as Mohoyo that is taking inspiration from Yoruba deities, or hey, I'm going to get into contact with Hawaiian politicians and say, hey, this company named Mohoyo is taking inspiration from Hawaii, and they got all these light skinned people. I mean, like, there's really nothing you can do because that's individual desire. If they want to take it to that level, then yeah, by all means, take it to that level. I mean, they fixed Nouvellette, and executives were getting doxxed, and they had to get their Chinese government involved. So if American people, if Latin American people, if African people want to get their governments involved, and that inevitably leads to putting tariffs on China or putting pressure on the Chinese government to do something about it, then hey. I mean, right now we are in the age of reveals, okay? We are in the time of revelations. So much information is getting revealed. Like, so many corrupt people are being exposed for who they are. You know, Genshin Impact may not be on God's radar, but in this time, folks can definitely catch a stray one and get exposed inadvertently, so. Just do what you can and try to be on the right and try to do the right thing. Pray for discernment and try to do the right thing as right as possible because that's really all anyone can do at this point. Because it's really a double edged, not even a double edged sword, but I, as a person, know and understand that in order to make content, you have to take inspiration from something. Like, there's really. I'm not going to say that there's no such thing as an original project, but projects can become easier when you take inspiration from pre existing media and products. And so there does have to be a sort of suspension of disbelief and the desire to, what's the word? Take some creative liberties with certain people's mythology, so on and so forth. But when you have the entirety of your cast being light skinned, even though they're depicted as being from different cultural groups, it's and even in one of their posts, they said that Genshin was designed to shine a spotlight on different cultures around the world. So, like, different cultures have, as an anthropology, as someone who was an anthropology major, sadly, skin color is a part of someone's culture. Because how you develop and certain things that you culturally do and wear are based off of what your people look like on average. That's why you see a lot of spicy food in Africa. People eat a lot of spicy food in Africa because it really pushes them to drink and consume more water because it is so hot. Same can be said for people in the desert regions as well. Spicy food is also developed because of the different plants that are grown locally, from dried meats to fermented foods instead of regular cooking, even preserved foods and dishes like stockfish. And those are all, and even things like clothing. Clothing is designed to fit a certain culture. You would see in places like Africa a lot of colorful clothing because dark skin complements a wide variety of colors, which is why we have deep reds, purples, greens, and it's highly saturated. Even black skin is actually highly saturated. That's why I don't like They make a lot of their dark skinned characters pale, and I've seen that a lot, not just with with certain Chinese companies, specifically Hoyoverse, but also fan artists as well. People don't understand how black skin looks, so they make it pale as a way to give the illusion of darkness. When you can have dark skin and you can have highly saturated dark skin. If you look at all my characters, every single character I have has dark skin. Even this character right here. Oh, I think I can. Oh, I can't click to it. But even my little profile picture, his skin is very saturated. Like you can draw you can draw dark skinned characters and give their skin some hue to it. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't really know how saturated, like, so let me tell like some let me tell some like public secrets. It's not really even a public secret. It's just like common knowledge. Black people moisturize. Okay, black people moisturize. We put on like a bunch of lotion. If you actually look at us, we glisten and shine in the sun because we moisturize, because we put on lotion. So, black skin is very rich in color. And then we only get richer once we stand out in the sun. Like our skin gets darker and it gets even more saturated while we're in the sun. And if you actually look at brown, and I can actually show you, shoot, you know what? I might as well just do this now because let me finish this one frame and then I'm going to segue over to my Photoshop and then we can go over that real quick. So let me finish this one frame. Like right here, black skin is not that difficult to draw. Okay, this color right here. Let me actually use the eyedropper tool real quick. This color right here is a tone of red. Like I literally went on the color wheel, picked red, and then I just went down and looked for a nice saturated brown type color. What Genshin Impact does is they will actually go to purple and then they will go to like a pale, almost ashy color for their characters. Like this is like right here, this is their character Eon San. This is the color that they choose. And then they will try to shape it or mold it. And honestly, I don't even know how they're finding these colors because it's not. I mean, I'm not even gonna say you have to be black to know how to choose black colors, but it's really easy to tell. It's just easy to tell what black people look like. Like it's not that hard to tell what we look like. Even if you wanted to go for something more pink, like you can. Well, maybe not pink. But here's the thing, the color brown is actually a hue of orange. So you would go to orange and then you would go down and lower the and you'll bring it closer to black. The only issue is because the sun is always on us, our tone is more of a red than a true orange. Or, brown is a shade of orange. So you would go higher, you would go more closer to red in order to get that actual natural brown of black skinned people. And if you even want to go there, there are actual blue skinned people. Not necessarily blue, more so like a black so dark their skin looks blue. Like there are people with like this right here is a real person. This right here is a real man. Like these are not AI images. Blackness comes in varying levels. Like this is another dark skinned black. Like that is an African woman. Like various different shades, various different tones. And so my question to the people who are and so my question to the people who are defending Hoyoverse, I guess my question only is is black people consume anime content. Okay, not just black people, but Latin Americans, Latinos, people all across the world consume anime content. They love it. And so, when can we get a dark skinned character or a character that is of darker skin? Because it makes sense for a place that is inspired by areas that are culturally dark skinned, places like Natland that drops inspiration from West Africa and Latin America, it would make sense for them to have dark skinned people. Like that just makes sense. Because Conria is based on Greece, Snezhnaya is based on Russia. We don't really know what else the future has in store for Genshin Impact, but Hoyoverse knows that it's a global game. Hoyoverse knows that people of various different backgrounds and cultures love their games. So when are you and Hoyoverse is actively drawing inspiration from other cultures and places around the world. So when is Hoyoverse going to say, hey, like these people love this game, let's show them a dark skinned character, or let's give them a dark skinned character? And I would rather not be the Debbie Downer and say like, oh, it's not gonna happen. I would much rather go the route of, it makes sense for the structure of the story to add black people here, or it makes sense for the structure of the story to add dark skinned people here and there. I mean, because at the end of the day, I can make my own stuff. At the end of the day, I can do my own thing. Like I'm an animator. I'm an artist. I know how to draw and design my own stuff. If I really want to do it, I can do it. But I would just like to see more dark skinned people. But then again, at this point, it's really just in God's hands. I'm gonna let God pass His judgment on this. It looks like a storm is about to roll back in. It was raining a lot last night. I only got 3 more frames to go. That's actually pretty good. two more frames. Hmm. I've almost reached the 2 hour mark. That's actually pretty good. I'm right now at 1 hour and 49 minutes. Well, it's almost gonna be 1 hour 50. My phone is just going off like mad. Let me actually turn on my do not disturb. Sorry about that. Hmm. Almost done. Looks like it's raining again. I guess I won't be cutting the yard. I'll wait for tomorrow. It is coming down right now. Okay, let's see this real quick. I think it's 75. Oh no, it's 60. 60 is actually a really good size for this. Hmm. It looks pretty good. I like how it turned out. Just need to add some more detail, and then I need to do the shading. The shading is going to be taken care of. Shading is going to be taken care of on its own separate layer after I'm done with all the coloring. Excuse me. That came out pretty good. What do you guys think? I may, in fact, have to play with my speed a little bit. Probably on. I may want to cut this segment in half right here. Like maybe this probably could be. This is on one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Like that's on a sixth frame. But it could probably be even more effective if it was on like a 4. I just feel like it lingers on this frame for a bit too long. Now the hair for this is animated on twos. So if I could downsize this to like a 3, I mean we can always try it. So that's gonna be 36 to 41. Yeah, let's see. 36 to 41. We are then gonna go all the way down. And then we are going to cut this in half. Hmm, I think that's pretty good. Oh shit. I'm actually gonna be back in like 2, 3 minutes. My mom's cactus is getting a bit too much water, so I'm gonna have to put that underneath our awning. I'll be right back. Give me 2, 3 minutes. Actually, I can put this in a loop and you guys can see sort of anything I miss while I'm away. I am back. Now let us see this animation real quick. Really, the only thing I'm missing now is shading, and there's a few more frames I need to color, but for the most part, this looks pretty good, at least in my at least in my eyes. May go back and add a bit more detail to some things. I mean, now that I look at it, when it comes to the magic circle, what I could have done is I probably could have had the circle recede and shrink rather than breaking it up and turning it into flames. But you know, you live and learn. Really, that's really all that can be said about this is as you animate more, you learn and explore what you can and can't do and what you can and can't add. So I'm not too hurt or hit by it. So, do you guys have any advice for me or anything you guys can add? Suggestions? Or am I just on my own in this? Because I know I'm going to have to go back through this and reanimate over this right here. I'm also going to have to color the enemy character's magic. And I did have some ideas for like streaks of energy coming off of them when they collide. Now for this sort of beam, what I did was I just drew the same thing and then just repeated them shrinking and growing for the past, I think, 3 or 4 frames and just repeated it down the line. That's sort of like a good animator cheat code you can do in order to lower the time you spend on a project. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if I can shrink it instead of animating the circle breaking up. That could be interesting. Let's see here. What's this? Actually, yeah, I wonder if I can go back and animate this shrinking. You know what? That came out a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better. I like that. Yeah, I just need to redo this segment right here. I'm gonna reanimate this quick little fighting segment. And then I just need to color this, add some more effects. Then after that, it's just shading and then some cleanup and a final pass. And then I'll be done. That's actually really good. This took me, what, about a month to make? You know, I'm slowly getting better and better because my last big animation I did, my teaser trailer, that actually took me like, I want to say 5 months to do. Whereas this just took me like a month and a half. So I'm definitely growing and developing in my skills, something that I'm very excited and happy to see and to experience. Is just getting better and better at my craft. I mean, look at this. Like, this is actually really good, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. And I'm definitely excited for my next project where I add more detail to something. Like, I'm really one man doing all of this. Like, I don't have a cleanup crew. I don't have writers. I don't have colorists or other animators to help me. This all has been just by myself. And long term, I definitely hope to work on my own animation studio, like making my own studio, making my own products, my own projects, uploading shows, and potentially even movies that people will like and enjoy. Like, this has been very fun for me. This has been very exciting and engaging for me to work on and do. And I'm very thankful for everyone who has stopped by. Like, this has been a just a fun project, a fun thing for me to attempt to work on. And I'm so very thankful and I'm so very blessed to have everybody. And I do hope that you all enjoyed this stream. It was fun working on it. please be sure to subscribe because once I reach 500 subscribers, I do plan on hosting a special live stream. It'll be an extra long 5-hour live stream, and I will update the design of an old, not just an old OC, but my first OC. Last stream, I talked a bit about her. She's like this cool water slash bubble witch that I came up with in college, and she was very fun to design. Like, her hair was very unique for me at the time. But yeah, those are the things that I've been doing. I don't really have any more plans for today other than working on a new stream picture as well as working on some character art for my show, The Seven Sages. I'm going to be working on the next piece of concept art for a character, so that's fun, and I can't wait to do that. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. And I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye.